Hey there, folks. The following video. Hey, Herc. How you doing, buddy? Good boy. Yes, you are. You're the man. Yes, you are. He is so cool. Animals are such a blessing. This is a, compilation of the, got Dustin here real quick. This is a compilation of the Flight 370 videos I put out. It's important I put this together for you in one thought process, one video, and leave it with you. It'll have meaning later. Eventually that's going to come out, and I need to leave a record of it before I go. So anyway, there's a lot that happened there. Innocent mistakes, things that were, like most everything else in life, totally out of our control. And there's a few underlying factors. There's our friends from space that were actually trying to keep an accident from happening to help, and they were concerned about something. You got to be careful when you go messing with trying to change the future. Working with the present, trying to manipulate yourself, your actions, what you do to create a better future is really cool. Actually going around in time messing with the future, Source doesn't like that. Okay, it's pretty much not allowed except for small instances when they want it to happen. That's the other side running things. But also the Anunnaki were involved and up to something here. So there were quite a few things at play, but I talk about it in enough detail in the videos, so I'm just going to back out of this now. And the first video is a long time ago. You can tell that it wasn't near as heavy. And then that was just when I explained what I saw when I first saw it, and then something else had happened. I saw something else, and I don't just make a video every time I saw something. You'd think so, because I had over 500 videos before, but on the previous channel. But lots of times, as you all know, just things happen when I'm in the middle of a video. I love you, buddy. I know. I haven't forgotten, honey. I love you. Herky's talking to me. Sorry. Anyway, so yeah, like I was just saying, things happen in the middle of the videos. Talking with, spirit and stuff, because I'm kind of open 24/7, just not open to everything. I'm aware of what's going on, and when something's important, I deal with it. But anyway, and then but it was important I give you that update, so I gave you the update. And then when they said they found a pilot, I went into some detail about that. So anyway, this following compilation or series of videos, there's only 3 of them, is the first one, then the update, and then when they found the pilot. And I expect it'll stop there. Enjoy the videos. Have a good one, folks. Hey there, folks. How you doing? Jay Essex again. It's Tuesday, April 8th, 9:52 p.m. According to my phone. Today I was talking with a new friend, Will, from New York. He drove down to do an interview and to get cranked up, and we had a wonderful time. Outstanding young man, and he's got a very good future. While we were in the middle of our time together today, I had to stop. I was getting something in about a ship, government ship, I guess Coast Guard or something, in China, and it happened to be about that Malaysian incident with that plane. I've had a lot of you ask me about it, and I'm just being pushed hard by my energy to go ahead and say something about it. Right after it happened, I took a look at it. I saw the plane flying over water, and I kind of let it go. And then later on, when I got asked about it, I took a good look and saw some interesting things. So I'm just going to share them with you now. I saw the plane flying over water. I saw some type of energy field hitting the ship. It's somewhat electromagnetic in pulse, but it's not so much a pulse. It's an actual field that's actually of energy that was actually like attached to the ship. And then the next thing I knew, I saw the ship slowly starting to slowly go down and get a little closer towards the water. I saw people nervous at first, and then more energy comes in, they calm down, and then I see the plane getting closer to the water. I don't know, it was, I guess, a few thousand feet or something, but it was getting closer, and it was on a slow descent. And then all of a sudden my attention was drawn to a starship. It's a group of beings. They're actually part of this federation that's been protecting us for 1.1 plus million years. They're medical and science, research, historical, it's mostly like a type of research and help vehicle. A good-sized ship. And it was in the atmosphere. And barely. And the next thing I knew, I flashed back at the plane, and it started getting lower. Then everything just let loose, and then I looked at it again. And then next thing I know, I saw the plane getting ready to crash, and there's no one in it. There might have been 3, 4, 5 people or something in it. Everyone else was gone. The seats were empty. And then when it went down, excuse me. Then when it went down, as it came down, the nose leaned to the right a little bit. It went in, hit the water. The left wing broke up and out of the way, and it kind of, I guess, rolled over and then started sinking. There might have been no one left on it. There might have been 3 or 4 or 5 people or something. I don't know. Maybe even 7 people. I don't know. But I remember seeing the major aisles of the plane empty. And then I saw back on the ship, I went back and looked at it earlier today when Will brought it up during that. We had like about a 5-6 hour interview and crank up. It was a lot of fun. But anyway, I went back and looked at it, and I saw, where the people had been transported onto the starship. I already knew that it was an accident that happened because of the energy from the starship. It wasn't meant to happen. It was an accident, and that the people, almost all the people were in fine shape, and they couldn't send them home. I don't know where it went from there. I know some of the people really got excited and kind of freaked out a little bit, but I know almost everyone is fine and okay. They just can't come home. I don't know how this is going to be handled. I have no idea. That's not mine to really be overly concerned about. And then later, during the interview with Will today, I just saw one of the gentlemen on the Chinese ship It was government ship. Maybe it's a big Coast Guard something. I don't know. Not worried about that. But they found something, and they reported. The guy was reporting it to, I guess, superior officer. But part of what they found is what they didn't find. So I don't know if they sent some type of robot down and they found the ship and found no one in it. I don't know, but whatever he was reporting to his commanding officer, someone off the ship somehow. And it was a very hush-hush situation. The gentleman's brain was puzzled. And then I flashed back to someone that was on the other ship that was being held. Probably waiting till they calmed down is all I could see. I saw most of the people released walking around the ship. So I don't know how it's going to turn out, who's going to say what they're going to see. Governments can fabricate all kinds of stuff. But anyway, it was an accident, and it was our friends that didn't mean to, and it caused a situation which they're trying to find a way to take care of it. Let's not forget our friends in space do a lot to help us out. 311, the incident in Japan with the reactor from the tsunami. There was a reported over 2,000. Within a week or two, there was over 2,000 UFO reports, UFO sightings. That's real. They were here trying to help us. So anyway, let's try to keep that in mind as things move along. But it was just time for me to get that out. So hope you all have a good night. And I'm sorry for the people who have loved ones on the ship. All I can do is ask you to go inside your heart and feel what you feel. Reach out with your heart. It's the strongest thing we got. And see what you can pick up. Something will happen somehow, some way. I'm not sure how. That's a bad situation. They can't just release the people because they don't want to be known yet. They're trying to still, excuse me, they're still trying to stay underground. It's not time for them to come out, to give themselves up yet, to come out in the open, whatever you want to say. Anyway, I thought it was important for everyone to know that, if nothing else for the people that have family on the ships. So I have no idea if they wind up going home, if they make clones and beam them down onto the plane. I don't know. But I know they have to cover it up, whatever they do. But I have a feeling that the Chinese today saw the ship and they saw it empty and they didn't want to report it. Anyway, I love you all. Take care. Have a good night. Hey folks, how you doing? Jay Essex again. You can reach me at 770-885-5619 or jayessex.com, JAYESSEX.com, or spiritualsymposiums.com, just in case you need to reach me. This is just an update on the Malaysian airliner that had crashed into the sea. There's something I didn't mention earlier. Some of the people had mentioned to me that there was some information that would be valuable to things that run this planet on that aircraft. And they thought that maybe they had something to do with taking it down. And that immediately, I saw what was going on there immediately, and then that flashed to something I don't think I mentioned originally, is that I had seen when the aircraft was at the bottom of the ocean, I saw reptilians, actual reptilian bodies down there pulling apart some of the wreckage, looking for something. I had no idea what it was. And
they were waiting, the reptilians were waiting at the airport to receive the plane and receive the information that was on there, or take it, whatever, one way or the other. They were there to get the information. And then when the plane didn't make it, then they were down there tearing apart part of the plane, under what was left of it, under the water, trying to find it. I knew that the Anunnaki didn't cause it. I know they were down there late, and if they were going to cause it, they would have been there on time, but they got there late trying to find something. So that's what that was about. Also, for those of you that have family out there that were on the flight, I'm sorry. The last 2 days I've been through something really hard personally. More of my energy is coming out of my body, and my brain was growing. And literally, the last 48 hours have been rough. The last 24 hours, I was pretty well knocked out. I managed to get up twice to feed my animals, and that's it. So today I'm kind of coming back into it. So I really can't see too good right now, so I can't help you with that. I'm sorry. I will be looking at that as soon as I can finish putting my site together. Anytime I go through this kind of change where your brain physically grows, your thought process changes, and it just takes a while, that's all. It's been going on for 6 years now. I'm kind of used to it, but this was a big one. Anyway, hang in there, folks, okay? There's a lot of live people on that ship. That I can tell you, most of them are amazed at what's going on. Some of them miss family. That I can feel with my heart right now. But that's all I can tell you right now. That's all I can say. Love y'all. Have a good one.
Lost and found. Lost. Malaysian Airlines. Flight 370. Found 2 years later. The pilot looks a little funny. He's disoriented. He's a little lost. He's confused. Yes, I'm me. Who am I? So what's that about? They found him, didn't find the plane, and he honestly doesn't really know diddly squat. 2 years later, I was talking with Paul about it. Haven't had a chance to talk with Bershu or anyone. Oh, excuse me. I want to take advantage of every opportunity I can, and work with like Paul, Bershu, Luke, and Blair. If I could see him more. Things have been so crazy. I was talking with other lawyers today. Really cool people. Oh, they're so neat. They're awesome. I just need to get up. All kinds of stuff. Man, I got so much stuff to do. It's nuts. Anyway, but I like to talk with other folks who are awake, and then not guide them, but just ask them questions about, look at this, and then look at that, and then they just kind of look and see, and then they just put it together themselves in their head. And it's like Paul, he looked at it, he goes, a clone. I said, hell yeah, it's a clone. I said, the problem is, though, 2 years is not, that's enough time to grow a clone, but to have problems with it. And Paul had already said that. He said, I see him having some issues and just leaving, his body, taking a dive. And I said, well, 2 years is long enough to grow a clone, but not really do it right. So, and it was brought, a friend of mine, Pepe, family member, he brought it to my attention. I looked at it and I said, damn. He said, Jay, what about they found a pilot of Flight 370? So I said, okay, send back email, thanks, or something. I forget what I said. And so I went and looked. And I said, okay, let's focus on this guy. So, excuse me, and it's just like, the guy's confused. I just went in his brain. And I said, the guy's confused. Something funky's going on. And then I looked at him, and his energy looked weird. Around the outside of it, it had like little shells. And I'm like, oh, crap. and then you go look at it, and well, this pilot, the guy that they have right now, has more of a medium to light blue aura coming off, and the guy that was flying the plane had red and orange. It's major colors, and when they have that energy going to sides like that, it's a clone. And then when Paul and I later on were talking about it, and I said, yeah, well, I said, he's got a soul. And I said, wait a minute. No, he doesn't. And the whole time, I'm getting my head cranked on, folks. Today's been a crazy day between all this crap with Karen, the excitement of talking to these new lawyers, and finding out even more good news. And then talking with Tiger Lily, man. Folks, you have no idea how much I love her. That's why I can't wait for this to be finished with my job so I can go home where I belong, get out of this body, and be with her. Why Tiger Lily is literally my other half. So anyway, so it's talking. It's funny. I was talking with Paul about it, and Paul goes, "Yeah, I don't see a soul. It's just this like fluffy white inside." And I said, "Yeah, I know. I see it. It's kind of like fluffy puffy with a little bit of like a neutral color to it in some places, kind of an energy going through it. But when I look at a core, it's just got the one energy going through it, and I'm like, okay." So, and the poor guy knows that he's him, but can't remember anything, and something doesn't feel right. Send him home. There's going to be some family issues real quick, because when all you have is the energy of the planet, you're not quite right. A lot of people call them shells. That's a whole new ball game. They still haven't found the other ship. I don't think they will. It's under some mucky water. It's all busted up in pieces. The Anunnaki went through it pretty darn well. So, what's this guy doing? Clone for the airlines. Where'd he come from? Anybody know? Our friends from that starship in the sky that had everyone else in there, did they make the clone? Did someone down here make one? So where'd the clone come from? This gives everyone time to relax. There's a lot of heavy hitters that listen to me, and this is for your benefit, okay? Just relax. Feel inside you, see where this guy came from. Okay, feel his energy and follow his energy backwards. Okay. Let me explain how I do it. I'm just relaxing. I'm feeling his energy, and I'm feeling where it came from, and I'm seeing it go down, down, down. I'm seeing it going into the water, but I'm not seeing the body wet. It's in a base under the water, where he was ground, where the energy was cloned. There's some of the pilots were went down with the ship, with the plane. So I probably said something like that in the video. And one of them, the one sitting on the left-hand side was in there. The one on the right was too. They were both in there. So that's where the material was harvested. I wasn't going to use that word. I was going to say that's where they got the DNA, but it's just like that's where the necessary materials were harvested. Nasty. So anyway, there's more to it than that as far as what's going on and why. I'll probably have something on that later, folks, but I'm tired. Excuse me. Herky and I are going to watch a video and crash. It's been a nutty day. It's ending real good though. Man, I can't tell you how much I love Tiger Lily. She's so awesome. Well, folks, love you. Anyway, that's what's going on with the Malaysian Airlines flight number 370. The pilot's a clone, and they didn't wait long enough for releasing him. It was not any kind of Anunnaki plot or something, folks. It was something that was done with good heart. I'll tell you that right now, okay? And let's leave it there. There's nothing mean and vindictive about it. It's just sad. All right, folks. Love you. Have a good night.